Everything happens for a reason in life. People also come and go. God sends people into your life for a reason and removes them for another reason. It's not typical to see people remain friends forever. Only a small number of people remain friends with those that they've been friends with from childhood. Sometimes the feeling that comes with a breakup can be very painful. You might have thought that the person was going to be in your life forever, but that wasn't the case. Some people do a lot of things to get the person to stay in their life even when this person has shown that they don't want the friendship anymore. When people leave your life, you may even begin to think that the fault is yours. And this is possible, but it's also possible that you did nothing wrong. You're not the only cause of people leading your life, and sometimes rather than forcing a friendship or getting worked up about the breakup, one thing you can do is to speak to God. You might be surprised that it's God's will and that God was the one who removed this person from your life. While it might be hard to lose someone you love and treasure, you must know the real reason why God removed them from your life. You're going to meet many people in your life, and these different people have a very specific purpose for you. Some might stay from the beginning until the end of your life. Some will stay for just a brief moment, and some might stay for a moment and then move on. Irrespective of how long they stay, some people's presence in your life will make an impact while others may not. There are some people you meet for a season. Just like the weather comes in different seasons, so does your life. As you grow up, you explore the different seasons in your life. Some seasons are usually tougher than others. The people you meet for a season are those that have been in your life for some time. For example, your high school friends might be in your life for the years you spend in high school, and some of them might change the course of your life in the way that they influence you, either negatively or positively. At the end of the day, after graduation, you may never come across them again. Even if their presence in your life might impact you for a long period, you should remember that seasons change. And in the same way, this person will have to leave your life when the season changes. Some people are in your life for a reason. These types of people are in your life to teach you a lesson. These are the toughest sets of people in your life, and their impact on your life might be to mold your personality and the way you see life. People you meet for a reason leave evidence of their presence in your life, good or bad, although you may not realize how much their presence has affected you. For a reason, people in your life might love, hate, manipulate, encourage, drive, or abuse you, but long after they're gone, you can look back on your life and perhaps understand the reason they were there. An example of a person you meet for a reason might be a very controlling and tough boss at work. Working with this person might be stressful and demanding and not something you enjoy. They might make you feel like you're not doing enough and give you more and more work to do without any appreciation or encouragement. After you leave that job or that boss, you might find that the next set of people you work with are amazed at the skills you have. You only have these skills because of the former boss. While you might not have enjoyed the way that that person treated you at the time, you now have gotten and developed new skills that others will be impressed with. Sometimes you might remember how you were treated and wish you never worked with your boss, but when you look back at what you've learned from the relationship with your boss, you'll be glad that it happened. Now, because of your boss, you know you're professional worth, and can get a better job. People you meet for a reason come into your life and change your life in a way that you'll never forget. Then there are people in your life who will be there forever, they don't go anywhere. An example of a person like this might be a family member or a friend you grew up with who you're not disconnected from. These types of people are always in your life, either giving you support or taking it from you. They can be toxic or loving and caring. They might also be people you would have a lot of disagreements with, but you also find a way to sort things out with them. You don't have to worry about people like this abandoning you. You just believe that they will always be with you and there for you. As a Christian, you should understand that forgiveness is a virtue that Jesus Christ wants you to emulate. But this doesn't mean you should keep everyone in your life. Sometimes it's obvious that God is trying to remove a person from your life, but you keep holding on and preventing it. It's important to see God's will in your life all the time. There's a reason God is removing people from you. Let's explore some of them. Here are 5 reasons God removes people from your life. He doesn't want them to lead you astray. God will remove people from your life if they're there to lead you astray. There are often incidents and reports about how good people have been deceived into committing crimes and destroyed their glorious future, all because they had the wrong people in their life. In 1 John 2 verse 8, the Apostle John warned about people who wanted to lead others astray. God has a reason for everything, and your choices mostly determine how your life goes. But imagine what would have happened if Samson had not met Delilah, or if he changed his attitude shortly after meeting her and stopped hanging out with her. If this had happened, it would be safe to say that Samson would have done more wonderful things than he did. Delilah's presence in his life fastened his demise and cut short his glory. You might often be blinded by love to see the sort of person you're friends with. God always wants to remove people like this from our life, because if He allows them to stay, you might not fulfill your purpose. They're toxic for you. God can also remove toxic people from your life. Toxic people can be anyone around you who dominates and controls you, especially in ways that leave you exhausted, hurt, and sad. It's usually hard for people to let go of toxic people in their life due to the attachment and bond they formed with them. Still, sometimes toxic people being in your life will never allow you to reach your full potential as a Christian, and even in life generally. Queen Jezebel was a toxic person. She was the wife of King Ahab in the book of 1 Kings. It's safe to say that if Jezebel was not in Ahab's life, he might have done things the right way. He wouldn't have involuntarily killed Naboth over a vineyard, and he would have turned back to God after Elijah defeated the prophets of Baal. But God can remove a person who is a bad influence on you because of the trouble they bring with him. He knows that if they continue to stay in your life, they'll bring you down, just like Jezebel was part of why Ahab was brought down. Their job in your life is done. Romans 8 verse 28 says, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to His purpose. Remember, there are people in your life who are there for a reason, and when they've achieved their purpose in your life, God removes them. This is because any further time they spend in your life might not be worthwhile. John the Baptist's purpose in life was to prepare the way for Jesus Christ, and immediately after that was done, his purpose was over. God has a plan and purpose for everyone on earth, and He may remove someone out of your life because their purpose in your life is complete. The person might need to be somewhere else where they can also fulfill God's purpose in their own lives. One thing you can be sure of is that God always has a plan for you, and if a person in your life has completed their plan, then He will remove them. The timing isn't right. There are people in your life who come into your life and God removes them because it isn't right. God's very particular about timing. The Bible says in Psalm 31 verse 15 that your time is in God's hands, which means that at the right time God will provide for your needs and God will deliver and rescue you. And if the time isn't right, God is going to remove even the best people from your life. There are some relationships some people have that suddenly end after a few years. The partners reconnect and the relationship continues to flourish. God might remove people from your life because He wants you to be mature, become better and do better. You might be the toxic one, and instead of destroying your life and another person's, God will remove the person from your life while you get better, and when the timing is right, the person will come back and it will be a flourishing relationship. To keep you focused, God might remove people from your life to keep you focused. There are a lot of distractions in the world today, and it might be hard to become focused. There are people whose presence in your life can make it hard for you to focus on the divine plan that God has for you. When this happens, what God does is remove those distractions from your life in human form so they don't cause you to miss out on the purpose of your life. The real reason God removes people from your life is that He loves you and wants to protect you. God does not want you to fail, and He's very careful with how you handle your life. It may be difficult for you to understand why people leave your life, but you have to know that God removes people from your life for a good reason. God will never remove someone that you need. He only removes people who are holding you back. If you need someone, God will keep them in your life, and they will be there too. Help fulfill God's purpose in your life. You must trust that God knows what He's doing when He removes someone from your life. He knows that the relationship is over long before you know it. If you choose to still go after the relationship, then no matter what you do and try, the relationship will not flourish. Thank you.
Thank you for giving your precious time to God. Like this video and subscribe my channel. Amen.